Philips AJ3140, year 2000. This is the documentation of the experience of a hobby project, made with the hope that it could be helpful to others. But any comment that could help me to improve my practice is also welcome and appreciated. Unlike other videos in this series, this particular one shows a simple cleaning process, and there is no extra written documentation attached to it. This is a clock radio made in the year 2000 by Philips. It needs to be constantly connected to the mains, although there is a backup battery for standing only short power outages, like moving the unit from one power outlet to another. Although there is a user manual available, unfortunately, there is no schematic diagram. This video is about two of these units which are still operational. Therefore, it shows only how to get inside and clean them. To open the radio case, it is necessary to remove 3 screws. However, they have a Torx head, and reaching the one that is on the back shell inside a deep hole is extremely difficult. This happens because the screwdriver tip is not guided to the center of the screw head with this particular shape. After removing the 3 screws, 2 on the bottom and 1 on the back, it is possible to open the radio case and remove the front shell. Then, there are 2 more screws, removing which it is possible to extract the body of the radio. The loudspeaker should remain attached to the back shell because it is glued to it. However, in this unit it is loose. When the body of the radio is extracted, it is possible to proceed with the cleaning process. A small paintbrush, alcohol, cotton balls, Vaseline oil, and an air blower are used for the purpose. The dust hides also in the thin space around the push buttons on the top. The small paintbrush helps in cleaning them. In this unit, the loudspeaker is loose. It should be glued again to the back shell. One should be careful with superglue, avoiding to pour too much of it. Otherwise, it would spill out of the small grill holes, ruining the aesthetics of the unit. It may be unnecessary, but while cleaning, Vaseline oil is applied for all the contacts, switches, volume potentiometer, and push buttons. A small paintbrush is used for the purpose, and the air blower helps in removing the excesses. The radio can then be reassembled, but before putting back the front shell, it is advisable to test it. Even though it is just a small radio, it is powered with 230 volts AC. Therefore, for this test, it is better to use an isolation transformer, a dim bulb tester in case of shorts, and gloves. The radio works. Vaseline oil is used to bring back some shine on the radio case. It is applied using a small paintbrush and a cotton ball, and the excesses are removed with a cleaning rag. A typical digital clock radio requires a backup battery so that the clock could continue working in case of power outages. Unfortunately, this radio model drains the battery completely in less than 24 hours, which may make the unit very unreliable unless the battery is checked regularly. For the same reason, the user manual recommends putting the battery in the radio only after the radio is connected to the mains. When the unit is turned on for the first time, the clock should be manually adjusted using the dedicated buttons on top of the case. The button labeled time is kept pressed, and the button with the fast forward symbol is pressed until it just passes the current time. Then, the slow backward button is pressed to correct the time shown on the display. Two different alarms can be set on this clock radio. They can be configured by pressing either Alarm 1 or Alarm 2 instead of time. The rest works the same as for the time adjustment already seen. Once one alarm is configured, it can be activated using the corresponding switch on the side. One is for Alarm 1 and the other is for Alarm 2. If the switch is in the off position, the corresponding alarm is not activated. In the other positions, it will either turn on the radio or the buzzer. When the alarm is on, it can be turned off with the Reset Alarm button. At the end of this project, both items work fairly well. Here is how one of them receives, starting with the FM band, ending with the AM. The other one performs exactly in the same way.
Che troviamo in diverse...
Dedichiamo questo
Ripartire di
risparmio, il risparmio. Incamminare. Proprio le parole. If I tell the world. Music in car.
E infine, anche a seguito di operazione di contenimento dei flussi migratori, scatola chiusa? In fondo la Commissione è anche un tribunale. Da Luanda inizieranno delle prove. Una volta in un castello. Ricordando per esempio che in questa giornata, il 17 marzo, se oggi fosse un giorno di quelli regolari...